Here to speak with us at MCTV is James Eppler, the managing editor and lead anchor for Fox34's news segment, Good Day Lubbock, and an adjunct professor here at Texas Tech University. Mr. Eppler will be explaining how the COVID-19 pandemic has changed not only his life, but life at the news station.
Well, we've tried to really embrace the social distancing thing because we want to model that for people. So we can say, oh, everybody needs to stay home, everybody needs to abide by the rules. But if we're not doing our best to do that, then we're kind of hypocrites, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we have just about all of our reporters who are doing their work from home and doing their interviews on things like Zoom and Skype, and just trying to work from home as much as possible. Technology allows us to do that. On the anchoring side of things, I'm going into work in the mornings, but my co-anchor is doing a live shot from her house, and we're anchoring the newscast together, but separately. So she, I'll read a few stories and then she'll come up on her shot from home in boxes, and she anchors too. And we've never done anything like this before. And so I think that's one maybe good thing about this situation is we're really seeing what we're capable of and how far we can really stretch in an emergency. Well, none of us are wearing face covers, but a lot of us are wearing gloves. Our technical staff who runs cameras and things like that, they're all wearing gloves. I've got a wife and 6-year-old son here, and they have not left our house in weeks. I mean, we've really hunkered down. I've done any grocery shopping, like we shopped for about 2 weeks. So maybe I have a little bit of nervousness about going to work every day and what I might bring home, but being as careful as I can, washing my hands constantly, not touching my face, that kind of thing. So I'm not overly nervous about it, but I'm certainly taking precautions when I go in. When you're at the mercy of technology, we all know that stuff doesn't always work well all the time. So that we had a situation just yesterday where my co-anchor was reading a story and she lost her earpiece, like it died, and so they had to quickly tell me, hey, finish reading her story for her. So yeah, you have to be on your toes because technology can drop, internet connection can drop. But I think overall it's been a pretty good experience. I think viewers are patient. I think viewers, they're all having to work from home too, a lot of them. So they understand that stuff doesn't always work great. And I think they're patient with that if we have a situation where a shot drops or sound goes out, they just know, okay, this is just the world we are living in right now. We try to add some different things in there if we can, but when you literally have the entire world going through this isn't a regional thing. This isn't even a national thing. This is the whole world, and it impacts every aspect of our lives. And so it's like, wow, wish we could get away from it, but we can't. And so what you try to do is you try to find better angles. Like, is there any good news that we can report that's related to the virus? Is there a way that we can tell people to get involved or to take some action to make their communities better? But I gave up on the whole, let's find something that's not related to coronavirus, because at this point, it's just not there. Well, let me think, because the coronavirus, there's so many angles to it. I think that what we've tried to do is not decide to not cover stories, but we definitely tried to keep from being alarmist. We want people to take this seriously, but we also don't want to sensationalize anything or overstate things. So I would say we've been more careful about that. I don't know about any coronavirus related stories that we've just decided not to do. There are a lot of conspiracy theories out there about, where's this coming from? And so we've been careful about okay, where are we getting our information? Because the US government is looking into whether this is connected to a laboratory in China. And so when you have the Secretary of State saying these things, it's a little different than just some crackpot on Facebook who's like, I heard a thing. So we're trying to be responsible and trying not to be alarmist. I think those have been our main focus on coverage. But I mean, I honestly feel like gosh, can we talk about anything but coronavirus? But it impacts every single aspect of our lives right now, and you can't get away from it. The only time we get away from it is when we have a murder or something. Like we had a police chase this week that a guy rammed two officers and they shot him dead. And guess what? In my news block, it was like at the end of the news block. That would usually be like the lead story. Uh-huh. But here it's like, oh yeah, this is a thing that happened yesterday, and it was not ranked highly. So that just kind of tells you when people are watching, our ratings are way up. People want information, and they are hungry for a local angle, because you watch CNN and Fox News, and you're getting God knows what. Yeah. I think they trust local news, and so we've really been able to shine here.
That concludes our character profile segment. This has been Joshua Bray. Thanks to Mr. Eppler for speaking with us, and thank you for joining us here at MCTV. Have a good day.